Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm honestly super excited for today's discussion because, well, we need to talk. It's 2026, and if you're looking to pick up a new iPhone, you're probably stuck between these two, the iPhone 16 and the iPhone 17. And you might be asking yourself, is the jump to the 17 really worth it? Or should I just stick with the 16 for value for money? You know, when the iPhone 16 first came out, it was special. It felt like a solid, complete package. But now that the iPhone 17 has been out for a few months, the 16 is in this kind of weird position. It's not bad. It's actually great. But there are some things you really need to consider before you spend your money. Just for full transparency, here's my iPhone 16 in pink. I've been using this since May 2025, so it's still pretty new. My battery health is sitting at 100% with 116 cycle counts. It's not my main daily driver. I use it as a backup phone or, for review purposes like in this video. But even it's just a backup or review phone, I do it for everything from basic scrolling to heavy gaming. And this is my iPhone 17 in Lavender. It's gorgeous. I've had this for about 3 months as my backup daily driver. My main is the 17 Pro, and the battery health is also at 100% with just 67 cycles. So I've spent a lot of time with both. Alright, let's get into it. Design-wise, looking at the iPhone 16 and iPhone 17 side by side, honestly, at first glance, they look pretty similar. They both have those soft, rounded aluminum edges that we've had since the 15, which feel really comfortable in the hand, way better than the sharp edges on the 12 or 13. But let's look closer at the details. The iPhone 16 was actually a pretty big deal when it launched because it introduced the action button to the base model. And then, of course, there was the camera control button. When this released, the hype was real, everyone was talking about it. And don't get me wrong, it is a nice to have feature, it feels premium and the haptics are cool. But if I'm being totally honest with you guys, in my day-to-day use, I just don't really use it. I find myself just tapping the screen to focus or take the shot because it's faster for me, it's cool tech, but personally, I just stick to the basics. Flipping them over, you'll see the camera layout is basically identical. The iPhone 16 introduced this vertical pill shape moving away from the diagonal look, and the iPhone 17 keeps that exact same design language. However, the real difference is on the front. On the left, the iPhone 16 has a 6.1-inch display. On the right, the iPhone 17 has bumped it up to 6.3 inches. Now you might think, oh, the 17 is going to feel huge, but because the bezels on the 17 are so much thinner, the physical size difference is actually really small. It's just more screen. It feels way more immersive. And speaking of the screen, this is the deal breaker for me. The iPhone 16 here is still running at 60 Hz in 2026. Standard 60 Hz is just, it's all tech, guys. I mean, every other phone nowadays has 120 Hz. If you look at the 17, it finally has ProMotion. It can ramp from 1 Hz all the way to 120 Hz. It makes the phone feel pro. It's buttery smooth, swiping is instant, and it just makes the iPhone 16 feel a little slow. It's not actually slow, but your eyes just feel that drag. Also, the 17 hits 3000 nits brightness outdoors. Side by side in the sun, the 16 struggles a bit, but the 17 is crystal clear. Moving on to performance. I do gaming on both of these, everything from casual stuff to AAA titles like Assassin's Creed Mirage. On the iPhone 16 with the A18 chip, it plays pretty good, absolutely decent, but I do get some frame drops sometimes, and it definitely gets warm during long sessions. I actually ran Geekbench 6 on it, 3154 single core, 7875 multi-core, and a GPU score of 28043. Now, the iPhone 17 with the A19 chip, it's a different story. The Geekbench scores are insane. 3573 single core and 9143 multi-core. GPU is up to 37286. Because the 17 has that 120 Hz display and better thermal management, I think it's got a something thermal improvement inside now, or the A19 chip is more efficient, so the gaming experience is just smoother. No choppiness, less heat, it handles everything I throw at it. Both are running the latest iOS 26, which released a few months ago, and I really appreciate the huge upgrade Apple made here. The new animations, the liquid glass stuff, it really shines on the iPhone 17's 120 Hz screen. On the 16, iOS 26 runs fine, apps open quickly, multitasking with the 8GB of RAM is great. No constant reloading like on older 4GB iPhones, but I will say when I first updated the 16, it got pretty warm for a few days while re-indexing. It's settled down now, and battery life has actually improved a bit with the new adaptive power features. Camera-wise, the main sensors are pretty similar for day-to-day shots, but the details, that's where the 17 pulls ahead. The iPhone 17 now has a 48 megapixels ultra-wide camera. If you like macro shots or landscapes, the detail is way clearer than the 12 megapixels on the 16. And for the selfie lovers, the 17 has a new 18 megapixels front camera with a square sensor. You can take wide selfies without physically turning the phone, and it supports center stage. Plus, there's dual capture on the 17, so you can record front and back video at the same time. If you're a creator, that's a huge plus. Now, battery life, the 16 is holding up well at 116 cycles, but the 17, because that screen can drop down to 1 Hz when you're not touching it, the efficiency is next level. It's rated for like 30 hours of video playback. In my experience, the 17 just lasts longer on those busy days. Now we have to talk about the downsides, and honestly, there are a few things to consider. First, the USB-C port. Even on the new iPhone 17, if you get the regular model, you are stuck with USB 2.0 speeds. It's the same speed as the old Lightning port. It's convenient for charging, sure, but if you're transferring 4K video to a laptop, it's painfully slow. Second, if you buy the iPhone 16 today, just remember the display. By 2026 standards, 60 Hz is obsolete. If you plan to keep this phone for 2 or 3 years, it's gonna feel old very fast compared to literally anything else on the market. And quick note on Apple Intelligence, both phones support it, but honestly, for me, it's not a deal breaker yet. It's still kinda in that beta stage. I usually stick to Gemini or ChatGPT because they feel more powerful right now, so don't upgrade just for that. So conclusion, which one is best for you? If you're currently using an iPhone 16, honestly, hold. It's still a decent performer. Unless you absolutely need that 120 Hz display or the extra storage. Oh yeah, the 17 starts at 256 gigabytes now versus 128 gigabytes on the 16. It's probably not worth the money to switch after just 1 year. But if you're coming from an iPhone 13, 14, or even 15, the jump to the 17 is massive. You get the Pro Motion display, thinner bezels, double the storage, and a chip that beats last year's Pro Max. It finally feels like a Pro phone without the Pro price tag. The iPhone 16 is great, but in 2026, the 17 is just a better buy for the long term. Anyway, that's just my take. Let me know what you guys think. Are you sticking with the 16 or grabbing the 17? Drop a comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!